That I'll say hello, everyone.
Oh.
Welcome to the Stream Void Podcast, episode 124.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
I know. I am Mikey T, and of course, across from me is Curb Stomped. You can
Bonsoir.
find us everywhere under our respected monikers.
Sure can.
You sure can. And you are listening to the Stream Void Podcast. This is a show about life and video games and everything in between.
Yes.
I don't know what else can be in between because life is pretty all-encompassing, you know?
What if you had a brief moment of dying in the hospital?
We would talk about it. And then we would have everything in between.
What if you were traumatized, though?
Oh, we wouldn't talk about
Do a
it.
trauma dump on the podcast?
I mean, we could.
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, why not?
I've never experienced trauma, so...
Okay.
Well, physical trauma.
Physical trauma, yes. You fell off your bike.
More than once.
Yes. You slipped on some ice.
More than once.
You are still experiencing that physical trauma to this very day.
Yeah, I am, actually.
It is April the 16th, 2023. Of course, the year of our Lord in the Mercadian calendar.
Wow.
I know. Is it the Mercadian calendar? I don't know. I'm just making words up now.
Yeah, I don't think that's the right word.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of making things up,
Mhm.
how's work?
Oh. How was work? I don't think anything really happened at work. Just dealing with these stupid companies buying stuff and trying to get it into Canada. Like we have to clear it through customs, so we have a custom clearing company we use.
Yeah.
So we ship it to like Washington, and then they bring it across the border
Yes, ship it.
to their 2 warehouses. But it'll be like, okay, I ordered 4 things for 4 stores, and it'll be like every store got theirs except one store. Why didn't they get it? So I'll contact the vendor and be like, hey, do you have like a tracking number or something? Like, well, we never got this. And they'll be like, here it is. And I'll look and be like, okay, it arrived at the warehouse in Washington. So I'll be like, well, why didn't it come through? So then I'll email the people and be like, hey, there's this order. We didn't get it. What's the deal? And they'll be like, well, we need the purchase order number and the invoice and the tracking number. And I'll be like, okay. So I'll send it to them. And they'll be like, okay, thank you. And they're like, yeah, the vendor is required to send this information to us so we can get it across the border. I'm like, but they did that. And they're like, no, they didn't because it's not come across. I'm like, yeah, but 3/4 of it came across. There's just one that you didn't do. And then I never hear back from them.
Of course.
So it's been dealing with that. And every time, like, you know, my good friend in the office will be like, well, what are we going to do about this moving forward? And I'm like, nothing. Like, well, how can we prevent this from happening? I'm like, there's nothing we can do. They're going to do it every time.
It was
like,
their mistake.
It's not up to me. I'll tell them that they screwed it up and they'll just do it again.
That's how it works.
I'm like, and same thing with like when I'm ordering and they'll just substitute.
Yep.
Like I'll say like, I want this item. And they'll be like, oh, it's sold out, but I'll send this item instead. And it'll show up and it doesn't scan and no one knows what's going on with it. And she'll be like, well, what are we going to do about this? And I'm like, well, I can email them again and say, don't substitute, but they're going to do it every time.
Every time, because that's how they make money.
You know, there's nothing that can be done. We have to do something. I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, sure.
You figure it out. Let me know.
You try and get a refund out of them.
Yeah, so it's just like, oh, God. Yeah, and then, so exactly the same thing. I sent them the information for this order. So they cleared it 2 times. So basically, when you clear it, you submit it to Canada Customs and say, this is what's on it. And then they charge us for clearing it because they take care of it with Canada Customs.
Yep.
So it was like in their stack of things to clear already. They just didn't do it. So when I sent the new one in, it got added to the stack. So they had 2 copies of it. So it's I cleared it twice. So we got charged twice for the same order.
Oh, wow.
So then we have to try to figure out, and it's got submitted to Canada Customs twice. So then we have to tell them like, no, we didn't actually get 2 orders. They fucked it up. So it's just like a whole fucking schmozzle. And it doesn't help that I'm not in the office all the time because then they'll call when I'm not there. And then 3 days later, I'll try to follow up and it'll be like, what are you talking about? What happened? What are we doing with? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, pretty fun.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, exactly.
I was watching Donut Media, the car YouTuber show
on
YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And they were trying to like they were explaining how they got this Chinese vehicle into the country.
Oh yeah.
And just like the shipping and the receiving
Oh,
and
yeah.
like the docking agents and all these other agents you
Mhm.
need. And it's like, holy man, that's a lot of stuff.
Thankfully, when it comes from China, I just make the order. I don't have anything to do with it after
Yeah.
that because fuck, that sounds terrible, dude.
Yeah. You need
Especially
your clearing agent, and then you need your customs.
well, and
clearing
then you're
agent.
trying to deal with the
And your
factory in
Port
China,
Authority
and
agent.
they can technically speak English, but it's they speak it in the sense that they learn it, but they don't know how to the proper pronunciation or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like learning English without actually learning it from a native speaker. So I just make an order and be like, here you go, and then it's out of my hands after that point. But yeah, just the nightmares of
It's like whatever shows up, shows up.
well, everything showed up more or less correctly what we ordered, but it's just like getting it to Canada is like holy. So, I did hear that apparently one of our trucks, not our truck, but apparently the truck delivering our stuff to one of the stores crashed.
Oh yeah.
So apparently,
Do you get it for cheaper now? 'Cause
Well,
you have
that's
to
what I was wondering.
You have to rebuy
Are we gonna buy it for an insurance claim?
it?
I don't know, like what happened. Maybe the truck caught on fire. I don't know. But I think next week I gotta re-pick everything that I picked.
Oh man.
So
Good thing you got a history.
yeah, but it's gonna be just redoing it all again. It's like
Yeah.
a lot of extra work on top of the regular orders. So, anyways, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, are we gonna buy that? Like, just load it up. Like, okay, the truck crashed on its way to the store. Just put it in another truck and take it up there. We don't have to redo it all.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but
No,
I don't know how.
it's an insurance claim now.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know how
cheaper.
bad it is. So. Yeah. Anyways, that
There you
was
go.
pretty much my work week.
Oh, yeah.
So, what about yourself?
No, it was good.
Mhm.
Didn't have to leave town at all.
Nice.
If I didn't have to, I mean, I had too much stuff to do in town
Oh yeah.
because there's literally no reason for me to leave town anymore because
Is-
I am better suited in the office.
So did that idiot figure that out now?
No, it's just I had stuff that needed to get done.
Oh yeah.
Because the reason that I'm leaving on Monday
Mm-hmm.
is to go down and talk to the managers who come up from the island,
Mhm.
so that because we have a meeting with the Prime on Tuesday morning,
Uh huh.
and so we reminisce about old times, make sure everything's up to date, and then he puts together an update for them,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
Mhm.
And we do that at like when he gets there,
Mm-hmm.
but he comes from the island, which
Mhm.
means it takes him all day to get here
Yeah.
because he's hauling a trailer. So that
Oh yeah.
so
the meeting's gonna be what, 6:00 at night?
yeah. So we do a couple hours of overtime,
Oh yeah.
and then the next day I just go home.
Okay. okay.
I do a little stuff there, and then I go home, and then I spend the next 3 days catching up on the office work that I didn't do on Monday and Tuesday,
Fun.
or
Uh huh.
I stay there multiple nights
Mhm.
and then work overtime to do the office work because I'm supposed to be out in the field doing site visits and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But it's like my guys don't need to be supervised. They're
Oh, that's why.
yeah, they handle themselves.
So it's like he's in this idiot's in the old world thinking like if you're not there, they're just gonna stand with a shovel in their hand.
Yeah, and do nothing.
Lean on it all day.
Yeah, that's not what they do.
3 to lean and 1 to work.
They are highly competent, highly intelligent.
Are they listening
Dudes?
right now?
I mean, probably, but I mean, they can handle themselves. Like, I don't
Yeah.
need to be there supervising. They're smart enough to
Yeah.
be able to organize themselves, do the work,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not have me like hovering over them, making sure they're doing the work because I don't need to do that.
Yeah,
they know
exactly.
what to do. So yeah, I'll go down there Monday, come back Tuesday, and
Nice waste of time.
yeah, we went to. We have these things called escalations.
Sounds bad.
I mean, it's not that bad. It's when, we go to a job that we previously did where the customer declined service.
What does that mean?
So when you go to like a big building or a mobile home park, you go around
Oh,
and you're
yeah,
like, hey, this is a free upgrade to
Yeah.
your existing service. We're going to put it in for you. And some people go, no.
No, I don't want that.
And then a month later, they'll go, oh yeah, I actually want that.
Yeah, okay.
And so now we got to go back at
Mhm.
huge expense put
To
it
them
back
or you?
to them.
Oh, okay.
And put it in.
Mhm.
And so there's this one mobile home park where we went to back in 2020.
So like when you go to it, it's not like a cold call. Like you're
No, they're like, hey, we want the service again now.
yeah.
So
but like
please
the
make an
first
appointment.
time you go,
The first time we go, there's usually like, you get like a month of notice.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're here. We're doing the service.
okay,
Here's
so
a
like
flyer.
TELUS or whatever sends a thing saying we're gonna upgrade in a month's time,
Yeah.
and you go and we're like we're here to upgrade, and they're like no, We don't want it.
Yeah, because a lot of the times it's strata is like, okay, come in, hook it all up. Most people go, yes, give this to me now.
Yeah.
And some people just go, no, I don't
So
want it.
we're talking about the strata or the individual in the strata?
The individual in the
Okay.
strata will go, no, I don't want it. And that's up to them. Like, if we don't have access to their unit, we can't put the
Can't
the
kick
service
down
in,
the
right?
door and
we
go
can't
in.
kick down the door. It's not a thing.
Yeah.
But, and it'll be like a month or two later,
And
they'll
then
be
they'll
like, oh, we
I
want the
did
service.
want
we
that.
actually want the service.
And then you're like, well, now it costs you money for us to come back as a special.
As long as it's within a year, it doesn't cost them any money.
Oh, okay, well, that's not too bad then.
But this we did in 2020.
Okay, so,
And so
3
now
years
we're-
later.
Yeah, now we're going back there. But, we roll up. We're expecting to just hand dig a trench in and put some conduit up and then put the wire in.
Yeah.
And we get there and we're like, okay, well, this is a lot more complicated because it's like concrete all the way around the trailer. You can't just hand dig through concrete. It's like, okay, we need a hydrovac. We need a directional drill. We need to go under the road.
Oh,
all
yeah.
that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a major operation. So we went out there. We're like, okay, took some pictures, drove back.
Nice.
That was our Wednesday.
nice.
It was good.
And that is charged to the customer?
Well,
Or the
I don't know.
trailer
I don't know
park?
who it's actually
Someone's
charged
getting
to.
charged,
Someone's
though?
getting charged.
Fun.
A lot, yeah. And the prime that we're working for now has just unloaded a lot more paperwork onto the stuff that we need to do for them. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, well, now I'm going to be out in the field and, trying to do paperwork, but I can't because I'm in the hotel room trying to do paperwork, and it's not easy or fun to do paperwork in a hotel room,
No.
especially because I have to do it on overtime.
Yeah.
It'll be like, oh, why are you getting all this overtime? Well, because I'm forced to be out in the field.
Yeah, this is your problem, buddy. You made me come out here. You unleashed the beast.
Yeah. Whereas when I'm at my home office, I got access to all the information just right there.
Yeah.
Super fast. Don't
Yeah.
have to be on hotel internet.
Yeah.
With a cheaty laptop.
No kidding, eh?
It's not a bad laptop, but
Still, it's not a
greatest.
desktop.
It's not a desktop.
Yeah.
Even my desktop at work is not the greatest, but it works.
Mhm.
Even though it's Windows 11. I like and I hate Windows 11.
I mean, I'm using like Windows 8, so.
If I have multiple Chrome windows open on different monitors and I click the bar down to the bottom to bring one of them up, it just brings up the last one I had up. Like, I can't, you have to alt tab to get to the other one. And I'm like, what the hell is this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
That was work, really. And
Okay.
then Friday night,
Mhm.
we played some games.
We did.
We did. We played some board games and card games. A board game and a card game.
Yeah.
That is a board game card game combination
Yes.
called Legendary.
Yes.
What did you think?
I enjoyed Legendary.
I thought you did.
It was, I mean, I don't know. Some of the characters are just like, who cares about these fucking characters?
I know there's
man?
there's a lot in there. Like, they've unleashed a lot of character cards that you're like, who is this person?
It's like, you've obviously have the license for every major character.
Definitely.
So, like, why are you using these trash ass characters? I don't know. So, it's
well,
like,
I only have the 4 expansions,
yeah,
so not
but still,
we don't have
like,
everyone,
we're fighting
but-
Khonshu. Where's Moon Knight?
Yeah, right.
Like,
I wonder if there is an expansion that has Moon
But why
Knight
wasn't
in
he
it.
with the cards of Khonshu? Anyways,
Yeah,
I
that's
just was
weird.
like, it's very weird the way they've selected what they are, but like, it's interesting, dealing with the different card types and the characters and everything. Some of the way abilities activate, like this ability only activates if you have played a card previously,
previous
but like
type.
this card activates itself. It's like, well, what's why? Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah,
right?
it might be just some rules that we were not understanding correctly, because the rule book is just, especially for the expansions, it's just like a sheet of paper,
Okay.
and you go through them, but they're different, and it doesn't really tell you, correctly if this is how it works.
Mhm.
And you're like, what? I don't understand if this is how it works or how it's not. And then, you go to like a forum and it's just like, oh yeah, this is how it works. It's
Yeah,
like,
and
okay,
you got
well,
these.
is it though?
Yeah, you got these idiots that are telling
Yeah.
you what they think is their interpretation of the rule.
Yeah. So essentially, the game is a Marvel deck building card game. You start with 12 cards in your deck, and then you buy heroes out of the HQ. And there is a mastermind, like say Red Skull or MODOK or somebody trying to complete a goal, which could be like unleash the power of the cosmic cube or something else like that. Something else marvelish, bizarre.
Yeah.
And so you have to try and fight against them, fight all their henchmen, and then eventually defeat them to thwart their plans.
Yep.
And it's really fun. I have a lot of fun playing it. There's a lot of different card combinations.
Yeah, it just seems also like, I don't know, maybe just because we're new, but it seemed like the ramp up for the expansion was just like, how could you even ever win?
Yeah, we won one game, which was the base starter game, and I used the randomizer just to pick random cards out to go with that. But like, yeah, we picked the randomizer came up with some really hard challenges.
Yeah.
Just like the heroes were super weak and the villains were super
Well,
strong.
and then it would be like, yeah, the villain. One of the villain ability was like take your most powerful hero off the draw and put it as a villain, but add 2 to its difficulty. And it's like, I can't even do half the damage to this thing.
Yeah, right.
So it was like we lost that one handily. But
Oh yeah,
the second game we played to a draw. Basically,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like first game win, second game lose, third game
draw.
just draw.
win,
So,
lose or draw.
Wow.
Yeah,
So it was good. I enjoyed it.
yeah.
Be better if it was DC, but whatever.
Classic DC fanboy over
yeah.
here. And then we played Six Nimit,
Beef,
which is
the beef
the
game.
beef head game, and it's also called Take 5 in English.
Yeah.
It's a game that is, you can't get it. Like it's so hard to get this game for some reason. I don't understand why, because it should just be reprinted, because it's such a good game. I don't know why people don't reprint it. I managed to order 2 from the UK, and they're the Dutch version in January, and it took a month to get here. And I gave one to my parents, like I had previously said on a previous podcast, and we got to play it.
Yeah.
Here last night, or not last night, Friday night, and I was kicking butt until the last round and lost the game instantly.
Yeah, it went from like 0 to loss pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a number game where there's 5 rows and you have to play your cards, hidden, everybody, and then you flip them over and you basically put them in the rows from smallest to highest. And if you end up putting the 6th card in a row, you have to take the whole card row, and that goes to your like point pile, and you want less points. And if you just play the wrong card and you end up with the 6th row, it just starts adding up quickly.
Yeah.
There's some strategy to it. I don't know what the strategy is.
It's pretty much luck based. It's like, well, maybe if I go here, it'll force someone to go there, and
and it'd be like, so let's say the row had 50 at the end of it, and it's like, okay, if I play a 52, I'll be able to put my card down first on that row,
and then whoever plays one card,
they might
past
take it.
that.
But then it's like, oh, I played the 52, but buddy next to me has 51. It's like, oh, that screws me over now.
yeah, because the person with the lowest card plays first.
Yeah. So it was somehow I won. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm not exactly
it's
sure.
It's a
how.
fun game. It's incredibly.
I'm not
fun
sure
to
how I
play.
won, but I did win. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Nice.
I preferred Legendary. I think
Yeah, Legendary is a lot of fun.
it's just more. I don't know. I guess more strategy to it. But
yeah, definitely more strategy, and it's co-op, so it's a little bit more fun in that way. You're
I
not
enjoyed the other
competing.
game, but I could just see like how many times was I going to play this? 20,
Yeah.
50 times? Then be like, okay, I've played with the beef enough here.
Yeah, you play one round, that's good for the night. You don't need to play anymore.
Yeah.
That's why it's good.
So
It's just a quick little filler.
I got to decide if I'm going to buy the Hermitcraft game.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a trading card game, I think.
Oh.
So I don't
I
know.
have. You mentioned it last night.
Yeah.
Or the other night.
So it has like all the hermits in it and shit. So you can like play. I'm gonna play Mumbo Jumbo. I don't know how it. I don't know how it goes, but it's coming out so in September, I think. So I was like, do I want to buy this or not?
Interesting. I'm gonna look up a little bit about it.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be good or not.
Square cards. Hello.
So I'm gonna take a look at it anyways and see. I don't own many board games. I only own like. No wait, what's the one that's named at? Oh, Sao Paulo. No, what's it called? The one that's some Brazilian city or something like that?
I don't know.
No, you know it. You know it.
Macau?
No. Puerto Rico.
Oh, Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I own Puerto Rico, never played it. And I own Munchkin, never played it.
I dislike Munchkin. I'm not a fan of that game, but
Yeah, but that's because of who you played with.
Yeah, the people I played with, for
Yeah.
sure.
It's not the game. I didn't buy them new. I bought them at the like thrift store.
Yeah.
and it's just like, well, I know these are expensive. I'll buy these because they're cheap.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I see Puerto Rico and it's like $5. I'm like, okay, I know that's a good deal.
That's a stellar deal.
I know,
on Puerto Rico, because I think that game's like
$50 or something like that.
$80 somewhere around there. It's
So
up
I was
there.
like,
It's
I'm
up
like,
there.
oh, okay, I'll buy Puerto Rico. So, anyways,
Yeah.
Game night.
Yeah.
What else did you play?
Well, it was the wife's birthday
That's
last
what I was
night
gonna say.
or
What-
yesterday.
Oh,
So
very
we went
good.
out and I bought her a AR-15 target, bulletproof target, so that she could shoot her guns at it.
Oh yeah.
And we went out and shot her her new air rifle.
Oh yeah.
Pretty powerful air rifle.
What? How many FPS?
I think 1200.
Oh yeah. You got to have your firearm control for that one.
Oh yeah, you definitely do.
Yep.
So yeah, we were shooting it with her iron sights from like maybe 50 yards out.
Nice.
It's pretty hard to shoot that thing that far
Like
with just iron sights.
Accurate? You mean?
Yeah, accurate.
Yeah.
I hit the target twice. She hit the target twice.
Nice.
But it's nice with that target. It's just like it's just got little like one little round target on the top, one larger round target on the bottom.
Mhm.
And it's just because it's AR-15, it makes a nice pinging sound when you
Yeah,
hit
yeah.
it. So when you're aiming through iron sights, you know when you hit it.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Does it swing or anything?
Yeah, it does swing.
Yeah.
But it can take larger caliber as
Mhm.
well, 22 and whatnot.
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Drove all the way up to in the boonies, of course, in the Jeep. The Jeep's real muddy. I don't know if you noticed that when it came in.
No, I didn't actually.
Yeah, it's super muddy. I gotta go get it cleaned again.
Nice. Spending more money on cleaning it than driving it.
Kind of. As we had discussed. Oh, I don't know if we discussed it on the podcast where we couldn't figure out why the other PC
Oh yeah, right.
wasn't
No,
working properly.
we were still screwed up last week.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
After the podcast, you
Yeah.
figured it out.
After the podcast, I figured it out.
Well-
So the other PC wasn't recording and streaming properly.
Yeah.
We were like, why the hell is this not working? So I had not.
Well, and also say like when you upgraded to Windows 11, you thought that was the problem, and
Yeah.
then you were checking the computer out, and it's telling you have the wrong CPU in there. Like it's
Yep.
saying you have like a crappy CPU, and you're like, no, I don't have a crappy CPU in there. Like, what's the error with Windows? So then you reverted back to Windows 10, and it's still telling you
Yeah.
my CPU is fucked up.
And so
then-
I was like, maybe let me go check and see where the other CPU is that I was using.
Yep.
And I go up top shelf, pull down the CPU box, look inside. I'm like, oh, the correct CPU is in this box.
Yeah.
And the CPU that is in the board is the one that I was using to update the BIOS to
Yeah.
use the new CPU.
Yeah. So it was the wrong CPU.
It was the wrong CPU in there.
Yeah.
So now I have to, I haven't done it yet. I mean, it's an easy fix because it's just an air cooler on there.
Yeah.
So I just had to pop the clamp, pull it out, put it in, thermal paste it.
Bob's
Good
your
to go.
uncle. Yeah.
Bob is your uncle. So yeah, that's going to happen probably today
Nice.
at the end of this stream. Although it might not because this stream is going to go long because we are
that's right.
recording. Also,
Weebus Plebus.
Weebus Plebus later on.
Weebs and plebes.
We played, I think we only played like one night of Factorio.
Oh yeah.
We're getting, we tore down the entire base and we're resetting it up.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting a little bit further in that. I found a calculator to see how many things we need per minute.
Oh yeah.
And so it shows you exactly how many things, how many like crafters, how many whatever you need to get to this particular item per minute. And so I was like putting stuff in there and fooling it all around. I'm like, okay, we got it.
I've done one of those for Satisfactory before.
Yeah.
Just to be like, how can I set this up to make the most screws or whatever?
Yeah.
So
trying to min-max it a little bit.
mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh, maybe I should just double it. Maybe I should be making 80 of these a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Rather than 45 a minute.
No doubt.
No doubt.
You can always use more.
Been watching some YouTubers. And by some YouTubers, I mean Dangerously Funny.
Mm-hmm.
Fellow Canadian boy. Lives in Vancouver, something like that. I would imagine. He's been playing a new game. I don't know how new it is, but it's called Dredge.
It's pretty new.
Yeah? Is it pretty new? And Dredge is a Lovecraftian horror fishing game.
Yeah, I know.
And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to buy it. Whatever. It's $32. So I picked it up last night and started playing it. And I'm like, yeah, this is a good game.
Yeah, it's got that inventory management you like.
Yeah, it's Tetris inventory. So
Yeah.
each fish that you catch is a certain amount of squares. So like a cod is 3 squares, but in like an L shape.
Yeah.
And like a mackerel is 2 squares just straight. An eel is 3 squares, but straight.
Yeah.
And then sharks can be up to like 5 squares, but like they're all like all over the place shaped. And then of course you have to put your engines on, your fishing rods. You can upgrade your fishing rods, upgrade your engines, put lights on there. And if you go out at night, that's when it gets not so good for you. Because it is Lovecraftian,
Yep.
which means there is sanity within the game. So if you're out there at night without, too many lights on, you start to lose your mind.
Scary.
And if you are driving around, there are Lovecraftian style horror monsters out there waiting to devour your ship.
Scared.
Yes. And when you take ship damage, it takes out some of the squares in your inventory. And you're like, oh, damn it.
Damn it, I wanted that eel.
I wanted that eel, but now I can't have it. And you can do all kinds of fishing. There's all kinds of fishing rods for all kinds of zones.
So why would you go out at night?
Oh, there's special fish you can catch at night. So like squid come up from the bottom to feed at night. So if you want, there are certain, you can get quests to get certain fish and quests to get certain items. Like eventually you get a dredge. So you can like get like wood and resources to upgrade your ship.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's
Nice.
just, it looks really cool. Like the art style is, that's kind of like hand drawn.
It's like Enter the Gungeon.
Is it like Enter the Gungeon
Isn't it?
art? No.
No? Okay.
No. It's very basic. It's like really basic shapes and colors and stuff like that. Nothing too super fancy unless it's like the wind or like the fishing. I don't know what the hell the art style would be. I guess there's some artists like Norman Rockwell or something like that, but not quite.
Well, that's the opposite of minimalist. Norman Rockwell.
Maybe it's not Rockwell. Well, it's not really minimalist in the way the characters are drawn, but like the cities and stuff like that, it's kind of minimalist.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm probably not describing it very good.
That's okay.
in that respect. But yeah, there's so many different islands to go, and like my ship just doesn't have the juice to get there quickly. So it's like if I go to the one island, it'll be like nighttime already, and I'll be, oh, okay, well, I'm not. I better hope there's a dock there that I can sleep the night away.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Yes.
I've been looking at that one.
Yeah, it's been super fun. I was playing it before you got here.
Oh, nice.
I was like, oh, I'll get a couple rounds of fishing, and that's fine.
Nice.
And of course, you go back to the fishmonger, sell your fish, like $10 for this mackerel.
That's a good price for a mackerel.
Yeah, it's a good price.
Yep.
But like $100 for a shark, like, well, maybe that's not a good price.
It seems a little low. And besides,
Seems a
if it was
little low.
real, you just cut off his fin and throw him in the water.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I think that was it. That was all I played. Oh, I played a little not vampire,
Oh, yeah.
Star Wars. Oh,
Star Wars.
We didn't talk about, I haven't got that on the list. There's a new Vampire Survivors DLC.
Yes, there is.
We don't have that on the list, but
I didn't buy it.
No, I haven't yet either.
I haven't bought the other one either.
Yeah, Star Wars. Not the new one, the old one.
Mm-hmm.
I got to the part,
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order, yeah. I got to the part where you're going down to the Wookiee planet.
Oh, Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk?
Yeah.
Yes. And you're like driving the AT-AT. You like climb up
Classic.
the AT-AT, get in there, drive it around, and all of a sudden Saul Guerrera's on your window, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, Saul, what's
Yeah,
up?
exactly. It's a crazy game.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Lots of good stuff in it. Lots of good set pieces.
Yeah. Here's what you don't do, though.
What's
You
that?
don't go from playing Yakuza 0 straight into playing that.
You get your shit pushed in or
You
what?
get your shit pushed in because you're just mashing buttons.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to hit him a bunch. Like, oh, wait a minute.
I have to
that's
use
not how it
strategy and
works.
dodge and
Yeah.
block and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm not playing this right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding, eh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Worked great on the deck, let me tell you.
That's good. Took 2 days to install, but
Yeah, it did take 2 days to install because I installed it on an SD card.
goddamn,
But yeah, it seems to load okay off of that, so it's all right.
that's good.
Yeah.
I only played. Well, first of all, there's kids in my house right now, and they're running around. My roommate's daughter came into town with her kids, and they're like, toddler age, basically, running around, kicking a soccer ball
Oh, yeah, inside the house?
inside the
They'll have
house.
the fine
Well,
china.
not really. Yeah, well, there's not really fine china in my house, but
The Ming vase, they're going to
Yeah.
knock all those over.
that's okay. Nothing of mine is upstairs, so they can break whatever they want. But it'll just be ball rolling, hear ball rolling sound, and then the ball will roll down the stairs. I mean, there's the gate that prevents the kids from coming downstairs
Yeah.
because they'll fall down the stairs. But, they can lift the ball over the gate and throw it down the stairs.
Of course.
So,
There's nothing like a ball bouncing down the stairs to titillate the senses.
you can't, what are you going to do? Take the ball away from them? No. So
Yeah, you don't want crying kids in the house.
it just happens. It just
kids in the
happens, you know. So
Yeah.
it's a bit annoying, but you know, as I hear it, I'm just like, oh yeah, no, thank you,
house.
not interested. So that's kind of, it's only been since like last night, so it's not that bad. They'll
Yeah.
be gone tomorrow, I think, so I'll be okay. But yeah, I'm just like, no.
Very good.
But I only played, like, besides Yakuza 0, I played some more Elder Scrolls Online, and I'm, you know, just leveling up my champion points, you know.
Oh, in the Champions Club?
I'm in the Champions Club. I have so they added these things called companions to the game, so it's like a MMO, but you can get a companion that'll follow you around and like attack and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it adds like a additional fake
A
party
layer
member to you.
of party memberness.
And they level up, and you can equip them with, you know, armor and everything like that. And they each have like a perk that they give you. So like the one I was using, she has a thing where if you open a chest, there's a chance you'll get like a bonus loot bag in there.
Ooh, bonus bag.
But once you get your maximum like friendliness with them, it unlocks that bonus for every character on your account. So you don't have to have that character out. So it's like, okay, I'll get this up and then I can move on to one of the other companions. You can have all the perks at once, right? Not that the perks are anything good. Like the next one I'm working on is what does it do? I can't even remember what it does. Oh, if you pickpocket somebody, you have a chance to find like a hidden bag of gold on them or whatever. So I finally get her to maximum friendliness, which took forever because, like, you know, you have to get it up to like, I don't know what the number is, like 10,000 friendliness. But like most of the things you do give you 1. So it's like, oh, you picked up a flower or killed a snake. And be like, you got 1. But you can do once a day, you can do these daily quests. They give you 150, right?
Yeah.
So I finally got it up to max ranking, and I'm like, okay, I didn't see the thing pop up that says I got the ability on all my accounts or all my characters. Like, what do I need to do? What, like, why do I have to log out? Like, what's the deal? And I look into it more. It's like, oh, you also have to get them to max level. And it takes forever to level them up because they only get EXP when you kill something. They don't get EXP when you do a quest. It's only if you kill something. So then I had to go and like kill all these guys running around. So I was doing it while I was editing. I didn't have the audio for the game going. I just would be like running around killing stuff and then be like, oh, I have to do something with I'm editing. I'll go edit it and then pick up controller and continue. So I finally got him to level 20. It took forever, dude. Like my character made it from level 1 to 60, and then now I'm like champion point 290, and the character was still only level 19. It's like, I think like if I get to level 60, maybe the character should be level 20. So I did that, and then Phoenix Wright I played in a little bit on Thursday. Still working on like the case to prove Edgeworth innocent of murder.
Edgeworth.
Yeah.
Sir Edgeworth.
Yeah. So the game, I like it. It's interesting. It's just sometimes you're ahead of the way they want you to think.
Yeah.
So you'll present the evidence and they'll be like, no, that's not the evidence. It's like, well, what the fuck do I have to do? And you have to like, you missed a step. First, you have to show this evidence that proves that evidence. But it's like, I already figured it out, so I didn't think I had to show the other evidence.
Just because you figured it out doesn't mean the jury's figured it out.
There's no jury. It's trial by judge. But the judge is an idiot, so... yeah, anyways.
You got to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Nah, not in this game, dude. They'll take anything, like, as evidence. It doesn't matter. Like, there was one guy that was testifying, and they're like, sir, state your name for the court. And he's like, I can't remember my name. And they're like, oh, that's okay. No problem, sir.
No
You
problem.
can testify still.
Yeah, you can't remember your name? That's fine.
It turned out he's the murderer.
Oh, can't remember his name, murderer.
He thought I was his son. And like, anyways, it's a whole like, if it was based off a real Japanese court of law, I would not want to get in trouble by the court of law in Japan because it's really fucked up. But I know it's not true. So
Yeah.
anyways,
It's a fabrication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating sometimes, but still interesting anyways.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Oh, wow.
I played Lego Vampire Survivors, running around, get some achievements or whatever.
Lego Vampire Survivors?
A little Vampire Survivors.
Like they made a Lego version?
No. Just a little Vampire Survivors.
How much is the DLC?
Probably $3 or something
I
like
would
that.
imagine.
They're cheap as hell.
Imagine, yeah.
So I don't know. I unlocked another character, and It's just there's just keeps uncovering layers of the game basically.
Yes.
So, yeah, that was what I did basically.
Excellent.
Cool.
Excellent. Yeah. What the hell is this one called? Legacy of the Moonspell.
Something like that.
Oh no, that it's Tides of the Foscari.
Sure.
Wow, they really switched up the art for that.
Well,
It's
they
like-
have they have the art for the video reveal that's not at all like the game.
Yeah. No, yeah. The art for the video reveal is quite different from the regular drawn art.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll have to pick that up at some point and continue to play Vampire Survivors.
Mm-hmm.